Guys, welcome.
Hey, guys.
How's it going, guys? Another thrilling episode of The Sons. I am jazzed because you guys have been giving us nothing but positive reactions to the games for the past few weeks. Me and D. Marx love to do them, right?
Yeah.
He's, okay. Listen, I'm glad that everyone loves them. It's fun for us to do. We're going to do it again this week.
Okay, we got it, man. We're going to do the games again. Fine. Let's just go.
Listen,
do the games.
Hold on. Is something wrong? Do you have some kind of problem? Do you want to fight about it on the internet?
No, man.
Internet fight?
Dude.
Listen, you've been dogging me all day.
Dude, it's everyone loves the games, but we only do the games that you came up with. We never do any of my games, and, what's the deal with that, huh?
Okay, here's the deal. One of your games was to watch a movie and then identify it using only eye signals. That wasn't going to go well on the radio.
Dude,
right?
No, that was going to be great. That's the watch it and name it. It was like one of the best games that anyone's ever heard of.
Well, it's a great game, yes, but it's not a great podcast game.
Look. All right, listen.
I've been trying to tell you, get more audio things.
Dude, okay, here we go. I got a whole thing. I got a new one because I took your advice because you're always right on the show.
Listen, I'm not saying that, but
listen,
thank you.
I have a new game. It's going to be great. We're going to do it, all right?
Listen, before we start, can you say I'm always right again?
No. Just listen to it back.
I'm not only going to do that, I might actually play it back in the show. I'll edit it so you say it twice.
That's fair. But yeah, no, I have a game. It's going to be great.
Well, I'm excited. I'm glad to do your games. If it's good, I don't really know how comfortable I am with you bringing them up on the show instead of clearing them with me. But
this is surefire. This is lightning in a bottle. Everyone's going to love it, all right?
He said that about a lot of things, but,
All right, I call this game Guess the Character. It's really easy, but I think it'll be really good.
Okay, are we competing against each other?
Yeah. Here's how it works. One of us just pretends to be a video game character, and the other person has to guess who it is.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go first. All right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna guess who I am.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Are you ready? Okay. Here we go.
All right.
Woohoo! It's me.
Are they all going to be like that, or is that just like an example one?
No, we're playing the game. I'm keeping score. You're running out of time, man. You got to guess what it is.
That one's probably Mario, Super.
Yeah. I also would have accepted Mario, regular.
Listen, hey, just for a lark, can you maybe do two in a row? I'm gonna try and ballpark what I'm gonna think of, but I'd love to hear you do another one.
I feel like that'd be giving you an unfair advantage because you already have 3 points for this game. But all right, if that's what you want.
I mean, I'm going to be straight up with you. The first one seemed a little easy, and I feel. Listen,
I thought
that's
that was
fine.
A little hard, but
it's fine if they're easy, but there has to be.
No, you're right. That was a little easy.
Let's step it up. Let's step it up and have a real.
I'll give you the full guns.
Normally, we don't try and knock each other out early. I get that, but I'm not on board with this premise to start, and then it's already not good.
All right. Here we go.
I'm not trying to shoot you down, but you know what I'm saying.
All right. Here's a harder one.
Let's wow.
This is gonna be trickier.
All right.
But don't blame me when you can't get it though.
I will be glad.
Metal Gear.
Well, that could be a lot of people, but I'm gonna probably say it's Solid Snake. Yeah, I don't know about this game here though. I can't. First of all, I can't imagine it getting any harder than this. Nor could I see it filling up 20 minutes of time. Ever.
Okay. All right. All right.
Maybe your clues are just too easy. Maybe that's the problem.
Here's the deal. Those two were easy. I apologize, but how about one more? One more just to prove myself that I can come up with a good game, and then you'll decide. Because this one's going to be tough. Because I've been working on this one, and I feel really confident. I don't think you're going to get it.
Well, it's okay. I guess I don't. All right, go on.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Pikachu!
Well, that could be a lot of people. Because a lot of people have probably said that in their lifetime. Listen, we've gotten... okay, on the last one we did, which was the guessing the
Dude,
internet...
you haven't guessed what it is yet.
I know. I think we can all safely say it was probably Pikachu. But the thing is, like, on the last one, I think we got most of them, but sometimes we got them wrong. I don't think it's a problem with the game per se. I think it's a problem with your hints. I'm just trying to be nice. I don't want to shoot you down here. I feel like how about you and me privately? We work on this one, and maybe we go to an older classic. One of my ideas.
Okay, all right, I guess.
I don't listen. I don't want to make. I'm not going to run the show here or anything, but I feel like that game's not going to get better at any point. I don't think it's a bad game, but I think it's a bad game. Is that fair?
I guess we can talk about it off air.
Honestly, I barely want to talk about it on air or off air. You just have been listen. You've been trying to do these impressions for me for the past, 2 years. You're always like, I have such a good Mario impression. And it's everyone's Mario impression. I don't want to hear it anymore. This is just a stupid way to show off your dumb comedy bits. Like this is some kind of 2-bit joke show.
Whoa. Where's all this coming from?
I'm just tired of it.
We were just
how many times have you said, I got a great Pikachu impression, and then you do that?
Well,
how many times?
Listen, I was working on it. I've been working on it, and I can't believe that you would even...
But here's real talk. Were you trying to legitimately make a game, or were you trying to show off your world-class impressions?
Well, when you say they're world-class, I feel like it's a little of both.
Well, I will tell you they've improved greatly. That was the best Pikachu impression I've ever heard. And originally it was the worst I ever heard. So that's a huge improvement.
Well,
I am proud of you.
Few people know this. I actually did the Japanese dub for Pikachu in the original series.
A lot of people don't know this. I did the English dub. That's how we met.
Yeah, that's true. That's how we met.
Intercontinental voiceover competition.
Yeah. But
I just here's the deal. I appreciate your impressions, but I don't like deceiving the audience.
I guess. Let's just do it. Let's just do one of your games. I guess. Let's just do that.
I think it's time to play. That's the name of the game.
All right. That sounds good. That sounds like a good plan, guys. For those of you who don't remember, that's the name of the game. It's a game where we each come up with the alternate title of an already established video game, and the other person has to make up what that game would be. Yeah.
And flesh it out completely, and whoever makes the more fun game is the winner.
Yeah.
Last time we played this, D-Marks won by a landslide.
I won handily, I would say.
This Metal Gear Solid knockoff Pedal Gear Solid, which I thought was fantastic. All right, so who should go first? I think you're the reigning champion of all these games so far.
So do I have to defend my title first, or should I...
I don't know. You did a lot of work on those impressions.
That's true.
But I did start last time. To be fair,
I had those in the bank for a while. So
that's true. All right. How about you go first because I went first last time.
Okay. So wait, am I coming up with one for you to guess, or yeah? Okay. Is that right?
I was gonna say one for you to guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right, that sounds good then.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I made mine up first.
Right. I got you.
So we start off by you saying a name of a series that I will have to rearrange the words for.
Right. Okay, so give me a second.
I'm going to give you a second. Guys, D-Marks is a consummate professional at this. I said before, he's an expert on writing. He's an expert on creating a world. This is really his bag of peanuts. So this game's right up his alley. And like I said before, this game's up my alley because I'm a genius.
Yeah, I would say that also.
I'm a je ne sais quoi. Yeah, okay. Do you have something?
Here's a hyper genius.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, here we go. You have to come up with the game Asshole-vania.
Wait, that's the opposite of how this works. You don't remember how this game works at all. You say a name of a game, then the other person fixes it, and then you have to think of a game for it. Remember that?
What? No, that's not how this worked at all.
Okay, are you serious? Let's recap there, D. Marx. Last time you said Metal Gear Solid, to which I said Pedal Gear Solid.
No, we just said Pedal Gear Solid.
Absolutely not, because I'm gonna prove it to you. You want to know how? Because there's no way.
No, you're right. No,
there's
you're
no way
right.
I ever said Franklin and Bash whatever you said last time.
No, you're 100% correct.
Never in a million years.
No, but that's the one I gave you. But yeah, no, you're right.
Because I said Assassin's Creed.
I'm sorry. I goofed it up. Everybody.
Do you even listen to your own show?
Restart the show.
I feel like we have to. We're 10 minutes in.
Okay, here we go.
So nothing but clashing.
All right, here we go.
I gotta be honest. I think you already lost some points for that.
No, I refuse to accept that.
Fortunately, it's my game.
I refuse to accept that because my impressions before were so good.
You're right. You know what? I take myself back.
Okay, here we go. Here's a game. You gotta come
Although
up with
I will think if I pick Castlevania later, I know what I'm gonna get.
There you go. You got to think of an alternate title for Dynasty Warriors.
Great. All right. I'm gonna take. Okay, actually, I don't need a second. Dinosaur Warriors.
Okay. Here we go.
Seems obvious.
Yeah.
I can give you a little bit of time if you want. That's how we normally do it. To try and think of what it is.
Now, you know what? I think I got this.
I don't know. This is a pretty complicated one.
No, I got this.
All right. Here we go.
All right. Dinosaur Warriors is the latest turn-based strategy game from Square. It's a game where you play as a small tribe of cavemen, and you have to build up your base, your cave, and defend it from enemy dinosaurs who are constantly trying to eat you. So, like, in the very beginning, you have, like, your basic class of, like, your hunters and gatherers, and the gatherers are, like, the gatherer ladies are, like, your healers, and the hunters are the soldier types. So it's their jobs in the beginning to defend your small cave from, like, small dinosaurs, like the tiny ones in Jurassic Park that attacked in big packs. And, like, as you build your cave system, you get more and more cavemen to come, and they have specialized classes, like better hunters and better gatherers, like tribal chiefs who.
This is already way cooler than the thing I would have thought of, which was just Land Before Time Dynasty Warriors.
And your dinosaurs get stronger and stronger as you build up, because the more people you have, the more dangerous dinosaurs you attract, because there's more meat to eat. So eventually, like, you're fighting off velociraptors and tyrannosauruses and stuff like that.
It's almost like a strategy Monster Hunter game, which is awesome.
And then also you can eventually tame, like, herbivores, so you can get, like, ankylosaurs and stuff, and, like, they'll be like your heavy tanks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Dinosaur Warriors.
Is there any characters? Normally we go into characters.
Yeah. Well,
you did say classes.
Well, yeah. The main character is it's brother and sister team. It's Ugg and Og, and Ugg is your starting hunter, and Og is your starting gatherer. So they're, like, trying to form a nice little safe area for them to live, because their parents were killed by dinosaurs. Mm-hmm. So they swore revenge on the whole dinosaur race. And,
I like that.
Yeah. So eventually, as time progresses, Ugg and Ugg, they meet, like, the person who's going to become, like, the chief. His name is Bog, and he uses a club made entirely of wood.
Of wood, you say?
Yeah.
There's nothing else in there?
No, just wood.
All right.
And also one of the classes, and I feel like this is going to seal the deal. One of the classes, which is like the mage class, is people who can make fire.
You know what? That just took it to the next level.
I feel like it really did too.
I feel like it was a funny joke that we were all laughing about, and now it's serious.
Yeah, I feel like that's true too.
Now someone really thought about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we got ourselves a video game.
Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot.
Thank you.
I think that's fully fleshed out.
Yeah, I think that's as good as it's getting.
You know what? I'm giving you 1,000 points to make up for the 1,000 you lost for forgetting how to play the game.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now I got to think of a franchise, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, give me 1 second.
That's very.
I'm not going to think of Castlevania. I feel like that's too obvious.
No, I can't believe I wasted that.
Yeah,
I'm really mad now.
Don't worry, I'll forget at one point, and that's when you'll strike. I'm gonna say Mirror's Edge.
Okay.
You have to. Yeah.
Mirror's Edge.
It's okay, guys. I picked a weirder one. I'm still a little mad that he picked effing some dumb production company last time for me to do. People liked it though, but that was rough. That was the roughest one.
That was. I wasn't playing with kid gloves there.
No, and this time you're gonna think of like some Russian author or something. Just to
No,
really...
I'll keep it real. Keep it real.
I'm like giving you Pedal Gear Solid and Dinosaur Warriors over here, and you're like, it's Dostoevsky's whatever. I don't even know who that is. All right. Mirror's Edge is the one you gotta fix.
Okay, my instinct here is to go with Queer's Edge, but I'm not gonna do that.
That would be tough.
No, that would be tough. I feel like you'd be able to get that. Actually, yeah. You know what? There's something I have in mind for this, and I'm gonna give you it because I want to see if you come up with the same thing that I am coming up with in my head. So Queer's Edge.
Okay. Is that really what we're going with? I need a couple seconds here.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
All right. Entertain them in the meantime.
Guys. The Suns are still going on. You still have 2 weeks left before that runs out. So if you still haven't given any money to us and you would like to, we would really appreciate it, and that would be super duper great. Our PayPal is sonsofvidya@gmail.com. Any money that you can spare is very much appreciated. Last year we paid for the entire podcast, which was neat. And like I said, if you donate the highest, you actually get a chance to be on the show, and you'll probably get to do a game with us, which is going to be tons of fun.
Okay, I have one, but it's incredibly dark.
Okay.
Or I have one that is incredibly stupid.
I'm gonna let you take lead.
All right. Well, okay. Here we go. I feel like I've already lost this week just because of how bad this is. So it's kind of a Condemned style game or a Manhunt style game, but basically, you are an alternative lifestyle man in a place that is not so progressive. And they're trying to hunt you down. And it's no good. And you're running. You're doing some parkour and stuff. I can't think of a funny name here because I feel it'd be offensive for the main character. So his name is the Nameless One because that's awesome. And it's also progressive. But he's at the first half of the game is you're escaping. You're running.
What about Twink Butley?
Okay. I'm gonna let you say that. However, I was thinking Twink Butley. But so at the beginning of the game, you're just running. You're trying to escape. You start off the game, you're in a farmhouse, right? And some hick guys has captured you there because he doesn't like the way you live your life. But you're running, you're jumping over barns and stuff, and like it's the middle of the woods. It's really cool, and you're being hunted by bears and stuff. Not that kind of bears, the other kind of bears. And then, like at some point in the game, you find the Queer's Edge, which is it's just a regular knife, but it's the only one in town. And that's when the game turns around. And you remember all these weird dudes who like chased you down and were mean to you, and then you're gonna assassinate them. It's gonna be awesome. So it kind of has like a fun, like escapey kind of Condemned vibe, or like a Outlast vibe.
Okay.
Then it turns into a crazy like revenge fetish thing. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's really dark, but it's also really exciting. It also gives you a feeling of satisfaction. Let's see what kind of gameplay. First of all, it's first person. It's definitely first person. That's clear.
Okay, I wouldn't have thought first person there, but that's fair.
Would you said third person?
Yeah.
You know, I want you to feel life through Twink Butley's eyes, though. You know.
No, I get that. I really get that.
But like, you'll start being. It'll be kind of open worldy because you'll be able to like set traps and like hide in the trees and stuff.
Yeah.
To kind of like make how you take out these people who you're getting revenge on.
So it's kind of like I feel like it's kind of like a combination of like that Condemned game, but also like maybe a little Far Cry.
Yeah. Because like the first, like I'm saying, first half is the Condemned thing. And I know that might sound like a lot before you get to the real like fun part.
Yeah.
But I feel like that sets up the reasoning for your actions way more.
Right.
I feel like that makes it more satisfying when you kind of had to be afraid of these people for so long, and then you finally get to strike back. It makes it more worthwhile, you know.
Yeah.
Instead of it just being an assassination game, that's stupid. That's dumb. You know. But like you're gonna have to kill off all these. You have to kill off Bubba. Bubba's a real jerk who loves fishing, but also loves hating on gay people. And you have to kill the Crab Monstank. He's a guy who also loves fishing and also loves hating gay people. You have to kill that guy who chased you with a truck.
A lot of variation there.
Yeah. There's a guy who has a truck. He chased you down in a truck. He loves fishing and also hates gay people. But you can, like, mess with him in, like, cool truck-related ways. It'd be sweet.
Dude, I kind of also... I'm also slightly just getting the tiniest bit of Mega Man. Like each of those guys are like the Mavericks.
Yeah, and then you can take something from them each time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we always kind of take a little Mega Man and put him in these games. But like, you could eventually get a truck, or even cooler of an idea is like you could start, if you killed one, you could almost like start framing him because people might not know he's dead yet.
Oh yeah.
And so like you could end up deceiving people on who they think is like murdering all these people. They're like, oh, Crabmon Stank's been killing everybody. But then they find out he's a dead guy. And all they see is Butt Twink Stank. What's his name?
Twink Butley.
Twink Butley. They see him in that farmhouse covered in Crabmon Stank's blood. And it's exciting, and there's like a cutscene. There's probably like a lot of endings in this game.
Yeah,
I would say.
I see that.
Because like how you decide to take people out or what order, like, there's got to be a lot of characters, but like I feel like that's a cool idea just for the revenge fetish action. You know what I mean?
No, I think it's neat. I think it's way neater than Queer's Edge had any right to be.
What were you gonna say? You said you had.
I feel like I was coming up with basically just a like knockoff version of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. So you have to have the edge in fashion.
That's all right.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as yours.
My other idea was was kind of just like a samurai game, but the more gay you were, the stronger you got. But that one I feel was more offensive. And also not as fleshed out.
It was less good, just all in general, I feel.
Yeah. Well, that's my idea. I think you get the idea.
Yeah, guys, vote in.
Well, who first of all,
Period.
the voting system is first we vote. Then the
that's
flip
true.
of the coin, we leave it to fate. Then the audience gets to vote.
That's fair.
So who do you vote for on this game? Which game is better, mine or yours? We got
okay.
Dinosaur Warriors, or we have Queer's Edge.
Okay, here's my deal. I feel like I'm breaking a rule here, but I'm going to vote for myself only because Dinosaur Warriors is more of a game that I would play. Although I really like your idea a lot, like it's really cool. But
yeah.
I'm more inclined to play like a strategy game than I am to play like
No, I feel like your game had a lot of had a long-term commitment that would end up being really satisfying in its own way.
Yeah, but I feel like yours has a lot more replayability though.
I feel like it has a lot of replayability.
Yeah, because I feel like Dinosaur Warriors there's only really one ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to hate on the fact that mine takes so long to get to the good part, though. But, like, maybe you could do... It's probably like a mode that just gets you right to the good part. That would be a thing. But, yeah, I think I like yours, but I think I'm going to vote for myself. Because I think I would like to watch my game more.
Yeah, I could definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think your idea is really good. I also tend to not like caveman stuff. That's just me. I'm not a caveman,
I'm not a caveman.
So I'm voting for myself, which means we got to flip a coin. What do you want to call it? We all know that we're leaving it up to fates here. If it lands on its side,
yeah,
the fates have failed us yet again.
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna take tails.
Here we go, tails. All right, here we go. Ding! Grab. Hear that? Oh, it's on its side again.
How did you grab it on its side? How does that even work?
It actually kind of, like, you know how you have two bones in your arms?
Yeah.
I caught it right on there, and I kind of split it in between the two bones.
I feel like you should probably see a doctor.
It hurt really bad, I will tell you that.
That sounds very, very painful.
There's not blood, but there's a big bruise. I will tell you that.
There is a very deep divot.
But the fates have failed us yet again.
I can't believe this happened. Guys,
so that means
I think
we have to leave it up to the audience. Dinosaur Warriors or Queer's Edge. No judgments.
No judgments.
No judgments, guys. We're going to see you on the next thrilling half.
See ya.
Of the show.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Guys, what's going on?
What a thrilling first half, right? A lot of stuff happened.
Dude, neck and neck.
A lot of information imparted in that first half.
A lot of learning that I feel like everyone can do.
Honestly, I felt like we really progressed.
And benefit from. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we've advanced. We've evolved as two friends, but also as a human race.
Dude, here's the thing. That beginning part, that first half, this is just one of the many ways that video games can help improve your mind powers, your ability to think.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
But that's not the only way. Just because we have a knowledge-packed show that's like a DSM level of information of video games that's passed on every week doesn't mean that we're the only way. You know?
Hold on. What is DSM?
It's basically it's the compendium for like psychological psychiatric disease.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Dude, they're always jerks on that show. I mean that book. Because like, remember they like said something was a disease, and then it like really screwed people up.
Well, it was only like the last edition that they took off homosexuality as a disease.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I knew there was something like that. They've got a lot of funny ideas. But
yeah,
anyway,
we're not like that.
No. No, we're not. I will say this though, it's kind of like a real life cheat code. If you re-listen to the first half of our show about 1 million times, you get like smarter every time you listen to it. Like it doesn't just stop the first time.
Oh yeah.
It adds up. So guys, re-listen to that a couple hundred times, and you'll be really smart.
These are facts that are true.
Really smart.
These are facts that are absolutely true.
I think so too.
But here's the deal. A lot of people shit on video games because they think it's fun, but it's not. But also, a lot of people make fun of video games because they think it's just pointless waste of time. But in reality, as Tom and I can attest to, there's a lot of learning that can be done through video games, especially from historical games, you know?
Go on.
Well, because here's the deal. Back when D. Marx was a young buck, a young lad, my mom, I've mentioned this a few times on the show, but my mom never really let me have any consoles as a kid. We only really had a PC. And, we only had Minesweeper and Solitaire, and those were really the only games I could play for a very long time. Until we got a demo for Age of Empires, the very first one, which dealt with all the ancient civilizations of the world.
Right. I'm worried we're getting dangerously close to a previous topic we did on the show. Simpsons style.
Dude.
Episode 39, What Did We Learn? This week, the Sons discussed the contributions that video games can make in education. I don't know.
Really? Dude, you gotta not say that. Now you just make me look bad.
I'm sure we attacked it a little differently. But I will say that
now,
I have
now we can't do it because you've straight up said it. No. Now you gotta think of something else. Now this is on you.
Is it on me?
Yeah, it's totally on you. You totally beached what I was going to talk about.
Dude, now I feel like I shot you down. I feel bad.
No, you pretty much exactly shot me down.
What am I supposed to do? We already did it.
Dude, we already did everything. This is the problem.
Well, I'm actually going to go into kind of a weird topic here. Because I actually was kind of thinking about it. Because I've been replaying Guilty Gear 2 Overture, you know? That guys, in case you don't know what that is, it's a non-fighting game that came up for 360. That's actually like a strategy slash 'em up game.
It's a MOBA.
It's kind of like a MOBA.
It's pretty much exactly a MOBA.
It's pretty much exactly a MOBA.
Yeah.
So I've been playing it a lot recently. A lot meaning I played it for like 3 hours yesterday. And it's listen, I bought it for $2, straight up $2. It was not a well-received game. Nobody likes it. And so I'm like, okay, why is this game so bad? I'm trying to figure out why it's bad.
Okay.
And because it's got a ton of work done on all the visuals. The story is awful, but whatever. It's the same crap. But there's a lot of work clearly done on it, and the battle system isn't bad. Like the whole strategy system isn't bad, but the way it's done is so completely complicated, and it makes sense to the game. Like the way it works makes sense, but there's so many things you have to think of that I don't think a normal human can play it. I think it's for some kind of robot. I found that luckily there's actually a bunch of assists the game will give you. Like it will make the units for you, or it'll send the units where they think they're most needed. Like, so you don't have to worry about that, which is completely and utterly necessary. Because there's literally no way you could possibly do all these things at the same time. Because there's this thing called the organ, which is how you control where your guys move. Because there's like this whole music thing. It's like really beating you over the head with it in that game. But like, there's no way that any human could think about this stuff at all at the same time. And you have to worry about like your mana that you get to recruit units while you're fighting dudes. And like, it's just a million things. So what I'm getting at is, do you think it's possible for a game to be too complicated to be fun? I know that sounds stupid, but like, because I'm not saying too complicated for you to get invested in, but I'm saying, is it possible for a game to be too complicated to possibly ever like be more fun than stressful? You know what I mean? When there's that much stuff to think about. Because there's been games that have been complicated that we eventually just took the time to learn and then we got them. But
well, I think that's kind of the one of the biggest problems with like Europa Universalis and that kind of game.
Yeah,
because like that's like a wall of really intimidating. It's a lot to learn, and I'm just never sure how much you're really going to get out of it in the end. You know?
Yeah. Like,
so that I feel like is my example.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's a reason? Because I don't want to say anything's a bad game or anything like that, but do you think overcomplication can make a game bad to you? Do you think when you look at a game like Europa Universalis, are you like, this game is needlessly complicated, or are you like, this is just too much for me?
No, it doesn't make it bad, because that's what you're getting with that game. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Like people who are playing that game aren't like, oh well, they're not gonna. I want a game that's easy to learn. And they're like, I want to play Europa Universalis and get my shit brocked in because I don't understand how science works or something.
Actually, can we take this a different direction? I'm going to ask you a pretty big question. What makes a game bad? I know it sounds stupid, and it sounds like an effing like grade school thing, but like, because I did a review recently, guys. If you check the channel, you might see I just did a review for Revengeance, which is a game a lot of people think is bad. But I just don't really know how to define something as bad when it comes to video games. Because to me, like, a bad game is one that is broken fundamentally. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I've never.
I mean, I think that's what a lot of people would say. Because like, there are games that aren't good, and then there are bad games. And I play a lot of games that are not good.
Yeah.
For one reason or another. But like, as far as bad games go,
like, there's like a million games for Super Nintendo that are straight up bad. That were like cheap movie tie-ins or whatever. That were unbelievably poorly made. That were like, not glitchy, but just straight up couldn't be fun to anybody. Like, it was just a picture of a character you liked doing something not fun. You know?
I think that's what I was just going to say. I think like that's really what it is at the end of the day, is that whether or not a game is fun. Because like, you can have games that are not particularly good and have problems with certain, controls, or the story's crap, or blah blah blah. But like, if the controls are bad in a fun way, or like the story's hilariously bad, like Resident Evil games are, like that can say it's one of those things where just as long as it's not middle of the road, that's what makes a game good, really. Because like, as long as if you have a funny bad game, you're still going to look back on it and enjoy that, as opposed to, because I remember one of the games I was most disappointed about when I first got my PS3 was the game Lair, which I don't know if anyone remembers, but it's a game where you fly around on a dragon and breathe fire on people, which sounds rad and sounds like a game we all would want to play, but at the end of the day, it was really bland and the graphics weren't that good. So, like, it was just not a thing that I really cared about. And it was like, it made that game bad for me because it just wasn't interesting. But you take a game like Dragon Age. Dragon Age, I recognize that the controls are terrible and really hard, and they make the game almost impossible to play. But I recognize that there's stuff there that I like, Yeah. And that's like even from making me say that's a truly bad game.
Yeah. And the thing is, I know that game, the way it's played, appeals to some people. I always say it's a bad game, but I feel like it's bad to me. I always say the combat system is bad because it's really, really bad to me. But like, I think some people have made. I don't know. I have a hard time not saying Dragon Age is bad, but because I want to say it so much because I'm so mad at that game. I always want it to be good, and it never will be. Dude, now that I'm playing Dragon's Dogma, I'm like, why couldn't Dragon's Age do this? Why couldn't it be this good? Why couldn't everything about this game be good? But it's a weird thing to think about. Maybe I'm too nice to people. Like, have you ever played a game besides Lair? Lair was a good example. Like another game that like you really was like, this is bad. You're like, this is not a good game. Recently, I'll go into one while you think of one if you want to.
Okay.
We played a game. Me and Matt played a game on the channel. It's called Bram Stoker's Dracula. Bram Stoker. It was a porn version.
Right.
Bram Stoker's Dracula for the Super Nintendo, and like it's the worst game I've ever played because it.
Now, why was it bad?
Because there's not only was it like not there was okay. Hold on. The way you play it, it's just like your standard like side-scrolly beat-em-up game, kind of like a platformy beat-em-up game, like kind of Mega Man-y.
Like every '90s game ever.
Yes, that's what I mean. It wasn't Mega Man-y. I'm sorry, but like it's just that. But like your character doesn't recoil when he gets hit, and you never have any iframes. So if you start getting hit by a spike, you will continue to get hit by a spike until you jump off of it. So, like, just that is, like, fundamentally broken. Enemies don't, like, react to your hits, so even though you hit them, they'll still charge at you until you get hit. Like, it's just, there were so many games in the Super Nintendo era that were made just to be hard. They were made just to be frustrating. That were made with little to no care at all in how they came out.
Well, here's my thing. I think when a lot of people go back and say, like, those early Nintendo games were, like, bad, I don't think it's because, like, they were okay, a lot of them were cheap cash grabs, and I realized that. But, like, I think a lot of it just had to do with the fact that nobody really knew what good game design was back then. Or, like, very few people did. I think that had a lot to do with it, because people were like, oh, well, why would we don't know? Because people who made that game, you know, maybe they really just liked Bram Stoker's Dracula, and they were like, oh, we want to make a Dracula game, because Dracula's cool. Fine, we're going to make a Dracula game. But they, like, never really played video games themselves, but they were, like, computer programmers, so they don't know how to play video games, but they know what games should have, but not necessarily everything that should have, you know?
Yeah. Maybe that's probably a good point. I didn't think about that. Because it was still in its infant stages then.
Yeah.
You know? That's a good point. I don't know. I have a hard time not saying Guilty Gear 2 Overture's not... It's probably a bad game too. Like even though it's made well, not made well. It's like there's a lot of content there, but if a game is just made in a way that couldn't possibly be enjoyable, I don't know if I can say it's good. You know?
Yeah, I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that people are weirdos.
Yeah.
Did you consider that? People are weirdos?
Yeah, I'm not sure how it relates to this, but I definitely think it's the truest point you could make. No, I also hate how everyone says...
It's one of those things... Sorry.
No, I just don't like how everyone says everything is a bad game now, too, you know?
Well, I think it's one of those things where, like, it's how I don't understand why some people can find some movies good, but, like, it's appealing to someone. Someone out there is going to go watch it, and someone out there is going to buy those games and enjoy it. So I think there's a market for everything is the problem. And some games just get, like, really wide releases when they probably shouldn't. Because they're like supposed to be more of a niche game, but people are all like a niche game.
Nietze.
It's more of a niche game, but like it gets a wide release, and people are like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to buy this game," but then they realize that it's terrible, and it's not supposed to be for everybody.
Yeah, I think that was a lot more common back in the day, though. Back when games were much cheaper to make, you know.
Yeah.
Because boy, did I hate the game Rampage. That game is not fun at all. Some people love that game.
Rampage.
How does anyone love that game?
Rampage is okay. There's nothing to hate with Rampage.
Dude, it's just boring. It's like boring the whole time. But I don't think it's bad. Because here's the deal. I'll give you so many points just for style. If you have a game that you like clearly tried hard to make it a theme, to make it all fit together, I can't call it bad. Because I feel like there are people who are actively looking for this exact thing, and they can find it in that game.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know. It's just, I've been thinking a lot more about what makes something good or bad. Not from a moral standpoint. We all know if a game started killing children, that's a bad game.
Yeah,
that's
it's probably a
bad
game that you don't want to play.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've been thinking a lot more about it because that's why I also find it weird when people give like numerical ratings to games.
Yeah,
Even that stuff's subjective. You know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think especially more so than I feel like you can get away with numerical ratings more for movies than you can with video games.
Yeah,
you know
that I feel is definitely true.
Yeah,
I don't know, but guys, we're gonna give some numerical ratings in a second. But first, you should give us a numerical rating on iTunes.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Or a alphabetical
Numerical
rating.
Comment on yeah.
Or you could email us.
These are all acceptable ways that you can show how much you like us.
Guys, we also did receive a donation this week for $80 by someone very, very kind to us.
Dude, don't tell them that.
Well, that's the highest donation so far. If you want to be on the show, you got to donate more than that. Also, we're allowed to tell them how much we got.
Dude, but now people aren't going to donate because they're like, oh, I'm not going to be $80. Why even bother?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. The highest donation is currently $1.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're talking.
Guys, but we're about to talk to you about something that we know you hold dear and we hold dear. It's our world-famous Speed reviews.
Tom, this is the top 10 list of games needing to make a comeback.
Oh, yeah.
Number 10, Dynamite Hetty.
It's the name of a woman that I met on the corner, and it was a very accurate name. 10 out of 10. Dashing Desperados.
Dashing Desperados is the rootinest, tootinest Western game that you'll ever play. Play as Billy Bob Bobo as he rides around the Rio Grande on his horse, Billy Bob Bobo. Gets a rootin' tootin' 10 out of 10. Number 8, Geist.
Geist was a game that always looked terrible just from the box art. And since I'm only looking at the box art right now, I feel as though I was totally justified. 0 out of 10. Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy was a banned game because it was a game where you use a stylus to trace things. Nobody really liked that game too much, so they don't make that game no more. It gets a 0 out of 10. Number 6, Deadly Arts.
I remember seeing ads for this in Nintendo Power, and I think there was a hot girl in it, so it gets a 10 out of 10. Saturday Night Slam Masters.
Dude, Saturday Night Slam Masters sounds like the most game that's ever gamed, so it gets a 10 out of 10. Number 4, the Mutant Football League.
Or Mutant League Hockey, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
This was the game about modern-day sports with all these people on the steroids.
It was the game. It was the game time with bigger, better, stronger.
I like that too.
Yeah.
It's 10 out of 10. Space Station, Silicon Valley.
Space Station Silicon Valley is all about Bill Gates' plan to make a massive space station where only the best and brightest of people can live. And there's space magic that makes people shoot fire out of their hands. And it's a totally original game. It gets an 11 out of 10. Number 2, I'm assuming that's Live Alive?
Live Alive was a concert by the band Live, who are actually from Pennsylvania. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Anyway, there's Rollin' Thunder or something. 2 out of 10. Cyborg Justice.
Cyborg Justice is a game where you play as a cyborg, and you're going to get justice from other cyborgs. If those cyborgs don't cotton to your cyborg justice, it's up to you to teach those cyborgs all about cyborg justice. It's a 9 out of 10.
We did it.
Guys, we're going to see you next week.
See you next week.